Tonight's non-conference men's basketball games between the University of Wisconsin-Platteville Pioneers and your North Central College Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, this time I ask that you please rise and face the flag above the west end of the court as we honor America with playing of our national anthem.
Victories in each of their first 3 games for the North Central College Cardinals. They host the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. The Pioneers enter Gregory Arena 4-1. Their only loss, Wheaton College. Hello and welcome to this NCTV 17 broadcast of Cardinal basketball. Kevin Jackman, Joe Olmo here from the campus of North Central College. It's been a great season so far for the Cardinals. They've entered this matchup 3-0. They hope to go 4-0, and they've done it with a very balanced lineup. Alex Sorensen and Connor Reardon will be the focus, but Aiden Chang and Erwin Henry are both in double digits. We'll get to the starting lineups in just a moment, but Joe, you take a look at this team, they can do it in a lot of different ways. That is crucial to the success of just about any basketball team.
They're ranked 6th in D3hoops.com right now, and that's because of the balance that they have throughout the lineup. You can, like you said, they have scoring throughout from Alex Sorensen to Connor Reardon, and all of them are still only freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. You have one senior on this roster.
Now it's time to go down to the floor with PA announcer Lucas Mitchell for the starting lineups for the North Central Cardinals.
Number 6-foot senior from Springfield, number 10, Jagger Anderson. 6'3" sophomore guard from Freeport, number 11, Aiden Chang. And 1 forward, 6'6" sophomore from Plainfield, number 32, Connor Reardon. 6'2" junior guard from Chicago, number 34, Erwin Henry. And from Dublin, 6'8" junior forward, number 44, Alex Sorensen. The Cardinals are coached by Ty Reardon, assisted by Steve Schreier, Aaron Tickness, and Vince Connect. The faculty mentors are John Madorno and Dr. John Mueller.
So there's the starting lineup for the North Central Cardinals. Connor Reardon and Alex Sorensen will start at the 2 forward positions. Jacker Anderson, Aiden Chang, and Erwin Henry, the 3 guards. Platteville will come out with the same type of lineup, 3 guards, 2 forwards. The 3 guards at the top, Trey Siegel, Matt Ostrich, Robert Duax. The 2 forwards, Corey Vasson and Clay Gerds. The way these 2 teams match up, it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic between the Cardinal bigs and the Pioneer guards. as this game is just about set, and it's won. The opening tip by Clay Gertz, and that's the first time this season that Alex Sorensen has lost the opening tip. Up and under the basket and good, and this game is up and underway. Basket coming from Corey Vasson.
Corey Vasson just using his size to his advantage. 228 going up against Connor Raridan. Not much of a matchup down low for Raridan.
Fall-away jumper from Aiden Chang with just 17 on the shot clock. Not a very long possession for the Cardinals. Chang coming off a career day. 20 points for the sophomore guard. Cross-court pass and a quick spot-up three. Bounces around, no good. Here comes Jagger Anderson.
Anderson had his head turned. He was looking at the ball, didn't look for his man. Thankfully, it didn't go down.
Cardinals run the heavy motion offense. Now onto the block with Alex Sorensen. Follow-away shot for him. Gets the friendly roll. Notched this game up early at 2. Sorensen, such a talent. He came in from Northern Michigan University. The brother of all-time football great Pete Sorensen. And now he's etching his own name into the Cardinal record books here on offense for the Cardinals. 20 points a game. He's almost averaging a double-double, but he does it on a nightly basis.
And they're getting the block right there. And that was a great steal by Raridan. He knew that Vasson was going to go to the drop step, got in front of him, made him have to put up a bad shot. Sorensen there to block it away.
Quick shot, 10 on the shot clock. It's knocked down by number 10, Matt Ostrike. 4-2, a minute and a half into our game. Cardinals led by another transfer, and that's the man with the ball in his hands right now. That's Jagger Anderson. Came in from Lincoln Community College last year as Raridan spots up from just inside the arc. Anderson came in as a junior and immediately took the reins as the point guard and never looked back, averaging nearly 5 assists a game. Only 9 points, but his job is to simply facilitate.
Well, and as the only senior on this roster, he's definitely been the lead voice on this Cardinal team.
Shot clunked off the back of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Erwin Henry. Bounce pass ahead to Sorensen in transition, fouled. Count the bucket, he'll go to the line.
Great awareness by Anderson, using a little bit of a no-look pass there. Sorensen in transition. He's a big man, but he can move as well. That's just a great play, both all around from both sides. Anderson and Sorensen finishing.
Sorensen listed as a 6'8" forward, but he moves like a 6'3" guard.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yep.
He's at the line to try and make this a three-point play. Last year, a woeful season at the free throw line. 53% from the charity stripe. He hopes to improve on that this year. Only one miss so far here in 2016.
Yep, 3 for 4 on the season so far, so not too bad start.
Drive, stopped by the Cardinal defense. The signature man-to-man taken away by Sorensen. Nice defense from Aiden Chang to force the disruption. Anderson spins into the lane off the glass, short, no good. Raridan will tip it out. Sorensen resets it.
Looked like Henry had a shot there if he wanted, but making the right decision going to Sorensen and down low. Just couldn't finish.
Sorensen also a floater left well short of the rim. Almost a travel on the near side. Scratch that the far side. Bounce down low. Duax with it. Bounce shot, no good. Sorensen able to pull it down. Cardinals quickly get into the half-court set. Fast pace of this game early. 7-4 the score. 3.5 into the contest. Screen from Sorensen. Anderson goes against the grain. Now has to back it out and go cross court. 10 on the shot clock. Henry to the hole. Puts it up. Short off the side of the rim. No good. He looked like he wanted to foul. Anderson guarding Duax the whole way. Blocked from Sorensen from behind, but whistle blows and they'll get Anderson for the foul.
Yeah, it was a good job by Robert Duax there to initiate the contact. He kept dribbling into Anderson. He didn't have much of a chance really unless he just wanted to stop and get out of the way a little sooner. Obviously trying to disrupt the layup there for Sorensen, but just get called for the body there.
So Duax at the line for 2. First one is good. This Pioneer team has been pioneering the country so far. They've been in Iowa, they've been in Kentucky, they've been in Colorado. Or at least they hosted Colorado.
That's a good way to put it, though.
But they faced teams from all across the country, and now 3 straight against Illinois foes. In Wheaton, who they lost to, Lake Forest, who they beat, and now here at North Central tonight. Raritan will draw the foul against Duax. Early season success. They say you'd rather win late than early, but winning early is also pretty important.
Well, I think it's important, especially for this North Central team with so many games at home to open the season. The first 5 out of the 6 games that they play are at home here on Gregory Arena, so you need to make sure that you get those wins when you can, because you're going to be on the road for quite a bit of time late into December and early 2017.
Sorensen spots up from 18. Karam's off the front of the rim, no good. Duax with the board, leading a one-man transition. Outside, a 3 taken, elbows around, no good. Yeah, nice job by Duax.
Trey Siegel had his shot there. He just, left it a little long. I think in that transition, you need to be able to kind of put a little bit more loft on that shot, because you're going to be coming with a little bit more force than normal.
Sorensen backs in Henry, a 3. Henry hits the 3, and that is an area of emphasis for the junior, who has struggled with his shots the first 2 seasons, but so far, so good. 6 of 12 now from deep through 3.5 games.
Yeah, his last couple seasons has really been known for that dribble drive penetration, as you see there.
Duax able to respond.
Yeah. So for Henry to find that outside shot is really going to help him open up his offensive game as well as the rest of the Cardinals.
Poked away, Duax knocks it away from Raritan into the front court. He'll spot up, and he's got nowhere to go with the basketball. Had an opportunity to try and score in transition. Now the kick out. That's Showalter, Jake Showalter in the corner. He has to pass up a 3. And that one is off the foot of the Pioneer Ostrike and out of play.
Again, Raritan with that defense, just being able to cut off the baseline. Ostrike had nowhere to go and dribbles it right off his knee. And Cardinals, again, making sure they close out on defense. It was great transition defense for Raritan to get back, and then for them to rotate around. Anderson coming out, in position there, forcing basically them to turn the ball over.
Another near turnover for the Cardinals. Colin Cramper, who had just checked in, got a hand on it. Henry cut off from the lane. Really good defense here early for the Pioneers. Have suffocated the Cardinals to this point. Raritan, a fall-away jumper, no good. Sorensen was wide open on the pick and pop, and Raritan missed him. Siegel down low. Siegel, in transition, Anderson. Chang swings it down low. Henry leaves it short and off the side of the backboard. And the Cardinals look like they're going to get somebody up off the bench, and that's Sam Fairley, the freshman. Jake Showalter with the basketball. So far, it looks like both defenses have a firm grasp of what the other team is hoping to accomplish. Is underneath the basket, able to knock it off the glass and into Showalter to knock this game up at 10. Anderson with the basketball, near side Aiden Chang. Chang has yet to get a basket tonight. Henry nearly gets it stolen away, and a foul called. A foul against Showalter. And now Sam Fairley and Jaquan Phipps will check into the game, getting Sorensen and Henry to the bench for a quick breather. Now, in years past, especially last year, when Sorensen or any guy of size would come out of the game, the Cardinals wouldn't have somebody of the similar stature to come in and play that big spot. But this year, Sam Fairley, 6'7", that's a big piece. Raritan a 3 at the top, no good. Almost Karam's out of bounds. D3, it's important to have size. It's even more important to have size off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't get too many 6'7", 6'8" guys on D3 basketball. You see them mainly in the D2 and the D1 team. So for North Central to have a pair of them is really beneficial, especially coming off the bench, like you said, to give Sorensen a break. And he's only a freshman, so he's going to get better. He's going to develop as he comes around these next 4 years.
Anderson hard off the glass, no good. Colin Connolly was the man who put his own shot up and good for the Pioneers to give them the lead.
Now, I don't want to say that, warm-ups mean anything when it comes to basketball, but North Central wasn't really knocking down their shots, early during the warm-ups as we were watching. Platteville came out firing, and now both teams kind of in a dry spell, but the Cardinals haven't scored in the last 3-4 minutes here, so they went from a 10-5 lead to down 2, so they got to find a way to put up some points here, maybe in this possession.
11:40 to play first half, and Fairley takes a jump shot from inside the three-point line. And that is certainly not the shot selection that Coach Todd Reardon is happy with. Near side, shot, hard, long rebound, and nearly nicked off of Anderson. A nice job and nice hustle from Daniel Lau. 11:07 to play, and Aiden Chang will check out. Henry back in. Fairley remains in with Sorensen on the bench.
It was almost a little bit of a miscue by Anderson, almost letting that ball go there. If Lau was able to put that off of Anderson, it's still a Platteville ball, so you got to make a decision whether or not you want to grab that or get out of the way. You don't want to just stand there and let that ball hit you.
Cross-court pass Phipps. Opts to go to Anderson, who takes the three. In and out, no good. Cardinals have not been able to score since the 16:30 mark. So it's been more than 6 minutes now since their last points in this game. Down low, under the basket, Phipps, nice defense. Drive baseline, and jump shot is good out of the hands of Robert Duax, their leading scorer at 16 a game. Reardon might have to get going here as he backs down. Double teamed in the post, fall away shot, blocked. Duax with the block, pass sent out in front of him. Guarded by Fairley, cut into the lane. Shot off the glass, no good, and it's Jaquan Phipps forcing a bad shot from Lau. Jump pass underneath Sam Fairley, able to finally break the drought.
Yeah, Conrad was looking Anderson's way, but saw when he was in midair that he was going to be covered. There's nothing to go there, so he goes underneath the Fairley. It was a well-played pass in the midair, Tim Tebow-esque, jump pass that we all see in college football there. You don't want to ever do that, though. You don't want to get too happy throwing that ball when you're up in the middle of the air. Got nowhere else to go if you don't get it out of your hands.
Now it looks like Alex Sorensen is ready to check back in, and hold on. The travel called. That one on Showalter, who was banging underneath with Reardon. Also could have been an offensive foul.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking you kind of got Showalter, got Reardon with the elbow there, so could have been a call to foul.
30-second timeout.
We'll give him a travel instead and save the fouls for later, I guess.
30-second timeout. Early in this game, the defenses have ruled the day at this point. Both teams playing pretty suffocating defense, and for a stretch there, the Cardinals could not solve what the Pioneers were presenting. And finally, Reardon able to find Fairley in transition to get a bucket. North Central, here's an interesting stat, has been ahead at the half in all 3 games this year, in which they're also 3-0. So it's a very small sample, and we don't have any evidence to the contrary, but it seems like it's important for the Cardinals to lead at the half, wouldn't you say?
I would say it's important to get out to a fast start regardless. In most sports, you want to start out fast, and obviously having the lead at halftime is positive. I don't think it's necessarily the determining factor of whether or not this Cardinals team is going to win or lose that game. But having it be the case for the first 3 games of the season is not a bad thing to have either.
Down low, Sorensen. Sorensen gets it knocked away from him. Under 9 to play. Down low. Sorensen all over Corey Vasson on that block. And now Vasson pops out, and he stepped on the end line, rather the baseline, but he hit the shot, and that's negated from the turnover. And that's a big swing.
There's not too much room on those sidelines there if you're trying one of those corner threes, so you need to make sure that your feet are inside those lines. If you're stepping out, that's obviously not a good thing. And he had a wide open look, and that obviously would have counted if he didn't step on his heel on the line.
Henry gets a screen from Fairley, and it's knocked away from him, but into the hands of Reardon. Reardon drives off the glass, no good, and offensive foul on Sorensen up and over the back.
If he had just been able to reach straight up instead of putting his hands over a couple of Pioneers there, he would have gotten away with it, but as is the case, he'll get the foul.
Reardon checks out, Anderson back in. So for a while, the Cardinals were playing with the 3 towers on the floor in Reardon, Sorensen, and Fairley, all 6'6" or taller, and all able to handle the basketball and shoot as well, if I might add. Under the basket made, Siegel, and it's 16-12 with 8 to play in the first half. Talk about fast starts a few minutes ago. Last time these 2 teams met, Cardinals raced out to an 18-2 lead before settling for a 22-point win. Off the side of the glass for Henry, a bad miss as the shot clock was winding down towards 5. A 3 in transition, knocked down. Robert Duax, and the Pioneers have come into Benedetti Rowley Stadium and have seized control early in this game. Timeout taken for North Central. And it seems like Alex Sorensen is upset about something. Frustrations have not been a part of this season to this point. With a 3-0 record, some of those games have been close, but they've never really had to deal with adversity. But so far here today, Cardinals have not looked like the better team.
No, they haven't. They haven't been hitting their shots. They're getting frustrated offensively. They're not moving the ball enough. They're kind of just standing around, and Pioneers are forcing a lot of turnovers right now. So it just hasn't been what they expected as far as coming out here and dominating. Like you said, the last time that they played, they won 20 by 22. So for them to come in here maybe a little big-headed, being the 6th-ranked team in the nation, they probably thought that they'd be able to steamroll the Pioneers, but that's obviously not the case. Platteville coming in here playing inspired basketball right now.
That's a good point. They got elevated from 13th to 6th in the rated D3.
That's a big difference.
Knocked out of bounds by Platteville. And for good reason. They took down Benedictine, who was at the time number 6 of the nation. They also beat number 14, Alma, and beat a very good Aurora team that was shooting incredibly well on the night that they played them.
Right.
So 3 really solid wins to start the year. That's validation for the 6th spot in the country. They don't look like it here so far tonight. Sorensen left alone on the near side, takes an open 3. Sorensen hasn't able to find his stroke tonight, and the Cardinals have struggled from the field. Under the basket, twisting shot, up and good. Clay Gerds with the bucket.
You said it right now, Cardinals only shooting 25%. That's not going to get it done when Pioneers are shooting 47% on the night so far.
Top to Chang, switches directions into the lane, rattles one home. It had been another 4 minutes since the Cardinals had last hit a bucket with Fairley, and it's 6:25. Aiden Chang able to knock one home.
There's still plenty of time in this first half with 6 minutes to go, but this team averaging 79 points per game, they're going to have to do some work to get even close to that number right now.
3, knocked down by Gerds. And it's a 10-point lead for the visitors tonight. Henry had an impossible decision to make. Come off of Gerds and cover his man, or cover Gerds and leave his man wide open. I don't think either way he was going to be coming out with a favorable mismatch.
Well, Gerds hadn't shot all game, so you have to kind of let him see what he's got first.
Big bounce off the rim, no good for Aiden Chang from the corner. Chang, who is so good against Aurora, started 5 for 5. He's missed a couple of times tonight from deep. Shot fake. Denied the entry into the lane by Henry is Duax, and now he's looking to post up. Shot from the opposite side. Rattled home by Gerds again, and he's feeling it. So are the Pioneers, and the Cardinals forced to take yet another timeout.
Yeah, this is very unlike what North Central has been able to do these first 3 games. But you got to give Platteville credit. They are just coming out here firing. I mean, when you're shooting almost 50% for the game, it's very difficult to 52% right now they're shooting in the game for the Pioneers. So you got to figure out something as far as defensively. You're doing a really nice job of closing off inside, but now that they're hitting their shots from behind the arc, you got to close out on those. You got to get your hands up and force them to either shoot a contested 3 or drive the lane where you have Sorensen, you have your big guys underneath that can help out on defense. And right now they're just not doing that, and that's why you're seeing Gerds and you're seeing others get off easy 3-point shots.
Clay Gerds, 3 for 4 from the floor, 2 for 2 from behind the 3-point line. That is an identical line with Robert Duax, the sophomore 6'5" guard from Dubuque, Iowa, who also has himself 4 rebounds and 3 assists. So Duax is the main catalyst, but in the last few minutes, Gerds has emerged as a 3-point threat, which is concerning because he's also 6'8", so he's stretching the floor. Right. And the Cardinals have yet to find an answer on either end so far tonight. They trailed 27-14, 5-11 in the first. They still have plenty of time to try and shift the momentum, and they have the offensive firepower to do it.
And you mentioned it earlier, though. Sorensen needs to get going. He needs to be able to knock some shots down, get some confidence back in what he's doing offensively, because right now he's giving up shots to Gerds, and he's not making them on the other side.
Makes one right there. Now make that 3 for 6 from the floor. And draws the Cardinals to within 11, right on cue. It's almost as if he heard you calling him out.
Yeah. Who else should I call out?
How about Aiden Chang for a couple of threes from outside? That's a travel called. It'll come back the other way.
Corey Vasson now a couple times has decided to use his size, his bulk against Raritan. It just hasn't worked out. A couple travels there, but that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to be able to go inside, use his size advantage to push Raritan around, and just fortunate enough for the Cardinals, it hasn't worked out.
Raritan gets a screen, looking for Sorensen on the pop, has to go to Chang. 8 on the shot clock, and Chang having to extend far behind the 3-point line, outside Raritan. Raritan will take the fall-away jumper well off the mark to the left side of the rim. Cardinals have forced some bad shots up, but only because they've had to. They can't get anything early in the shot clock.
Well, they're also not they're not really taking their chances from.
Here's a 3, elbows around, offensive board for the Pioneers. And a shot up and under for Ostrike.
And they're not taking their chances with the 3-point shot, so. Ooh.
That's a nasty collision under the basket. Looks like both Aiden Chang and Ostrike both all right after that.
Could have been a lot worse, but English was able to shield himself, and Ostrike landed softly, which is always a good thing. But yeah, the Cardinals are just not taking their chances from behind the arc, and that's really forcing them to have to take those contested shots inside the paint. So they need to be able to open up the shot, because now you can see the Pioneers are going to a zone defense, so they need to be able to shoot over the zone. And if you're not feeling comfortable about shooting those threes, it's going to be really difficult to get inside the paint for easy 2s.
Anderson shot fake. he is not a three-point shooter. That is definitely the area of his game in which it is the weakest. Reardon with the basketball, 7 on the clock. Outside, Sorensen hesitates as well. Underneath, Anderson spins into the lane, off the glass, and no good. Anderson unable to get the angle in the bucket. 3:05 to play.
Reardon going to his bench again.
Tommy Koth at the scorer's table.
Just needs to find something to spark the offense a little bit, because right now, defensively, they're not doing a bad job.
Block for Sorensen, but Reardon was the man to cut off all the avenues. Nice job for those two under the basket, and only 5 seconds remaining for the Pioneers to get a shot up.
Yeah, Koth coming in for Anderson, give him a breather. He had a nice drive to the layup, to the lane, just didn't finish underneath. And you got to finish when you have those opportunities.
Stepped on the sideline, turnover. Cardinals will have it right back.
They didn't listen to me there. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that earlier. Small sideline.
You see that red marking?
You don't touch it.
Don't touch that with your feet. 29-16, 2:40 to play, first half. Cardinals could really use some threes to stretch the floor. Slacking off of Sorensen on the outside. Here comes a three for the big man. Side of the rim, no good. Reardon puts it up and in.
How about three the old-fashioned way?
That's a little pick-me-up for the Cardinal offense. Comes off the offensive board, and now Reardon to the line to try and make it a three-point play. There have been some conversations about Reardon being in the discussion for Player of the Year. I think those might be a little premature. As a sophomore, still a lot of room to grow in his game. But the statistics bear it out that he has had an impact in every facet of the Cardinals game this year. 18 points a game, 6.5 rebounds a game. He also leads the team in assists with 19 this year. And he does it on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, well,
Duax underneath, shot short. Air ball, in fact. Outside, Henry stepped on the sideline.
well, in a little bit, we'll be come January 7th, when North Park comes to town, we'll be able to get a chance to see Jordan Robinson. He's been lighting it up too for North Park. You know, he's averaging 25 points a game and 12 rebounds. So, you know, it is a little premature right now to be talking about Reardon as Player of the Year, but he's definitely going to be in the conversation, top 5 at the end of the season.
Duax, for the second consecutive possession, comes up well short of the basket on a shot attempt. Near side Henry. Tommy Koth swings it to Reardon. Minute 35 as Sorensen cues one up again, and again off the mark as Koth loses the offensive board. Right back to Platteville.
What I like there is that Sorensen's still shooting. Regardless of whether it's not going down for him, he's at least shooting the ball. He's not afraid to put up a three-pointer because he knows his team needs him to put some down. Once I think he gets one, he's going to get 2 and 3. But right now, he's got to just keep shooting that 3 when he's got the open look.
Trey Siegel with the unorthodox shot.
Everything's falling for the Pioneers.
Yeah, not sure how that one went down. Reardon kicks it out. Chang pump fake back to Reardon. Reardon will take the 3 off the side of the backboard, but Alex Sorensen right there to clean it up. Back to a 10-point game with 50 seconds left.
And maybe that layup there, little bunny for Sorensen, is what he needed to get his confidence back. Watching that ball go in the hoop, go down the net, because when you're a shooter, you need to just see that ball go through the hoop once, and then you'll be able to hit it again and again.
Shot from 18, well off, pulled down by Reardon. The shot missed by Daniel Lau. And the Cardinals can hold for the last shot of the half to try and make this a single-digit game. That's exactly what Reardon will do up against Duax, who's had a very nice first half for the Pioneers. Six on the clock. And a foul on Duax. Scratch that. A foul on Clay Gerds.
Pioneer foul number 40, Clay Bird.
Getting a little aggressive there, trying to go for the steal. Gerds just getting his hands caught there, trying to go for the ball. You got 4 seconds. You got plenty of time. That's plenty of time to get a good look here. Just got to draw something up. Either Sorensen or Raritan, I think, is going to get the shot here.
Fairley has checked into the game for Koth. Add some length and shooting to the floor. There's a wet spot on the floor right in front of the Pioneer bench. Needs to be addressed. All sorts of towels being used over there.
Shined it up real nice.
And here we go. 4.7 seconds up on the clock. Cardinals inbound to Fairley. Back to Raritan. 2-1. Raritan a fall-away three. Knocks it down. At the buzzer. Connor Raritan makes it a 7-point game. And some momentum going into the half for North Central.
That's not only a big three for the Cardinals to get within 7 here, but that's a big one for the whole team's confidence that they can make shots when they need to, because that was a big-time three from Raritan. He was, covered really well, falling away, out of bounds, buzzer beater, nice shot.
With that, we'll hit the break. 14 and a half minutes until the second half starts. We'll be back then on NCTV 17. Welcome back to Gregory Arena on the campus of North Central College. Kevin Jackman, Joel Olmo. The Cardinals, a surprising first half. UW-Platteville has come in here tonight and has stunned them. They lead 7. That's the lead at the half. Pioneers, great defense so far. Cardinals have struggled to hit shots.
Yeah, shooting only 32% in the game, 2 for 9 from three-point land. That's where they make their money, is behind the arc. And right now, the Cardinals just haven't been able to hit anything. But Connor Raritan coming up with a big 3 to end the half with about 4 seconds left there. So hopefully that carries over into the second half as North Central takes over.
Jagger Anderson gets it over to Mr. Raritan, who hit that fall-away 3 right at the buzzer to end the first 20-minute span. Cardinals come out with their starters, as do the Pioneers. Biggest player in that first half has to be Robert Duax, who did just about everything for Platteville. As Anderson aggressively to the hole, gets the friendly roll, and will go to the line for an extra.
Yeah, it's a big confidence booster for these Cardinals right now, especially with the way that first half ended.
If he can hit this, they'll pull to within 4. Anderson, who, much like Alex Sorensen last year, really struggled at the free throw line, misses this one. He shot 56% from the charity stripe last year. Had been a little bit better this year, but that miss drops him to below 70%. Nice spin into the lane, but cannot convert. That's Vasson underneath the basket.
Yeah, Pioneers trying to start out the same way they did in the first half there, going underneath the Vasson, using his strength and his weight advantage against Raritan, but just couldn't come up with the basket underneath.
Raritan tries to set his feet, can't do so. Sorensen into the lane, batted away a couple of times between the legs, goes outside. Henry cues a 3. Yes! Henry just camped out in the corner, waiting for an opportunity, finally got one and knocked it through. The Cardinals are within 2.
Well, that was a really good job by Sorensen to stay with it. I mean, when you're a big man, that ball is on the floor like that, it is really difficult, especially in the paint. All those arms and legs in your way trying to find that ball. He was able to stay calm, get that possession of the ball back, find Erwin Henry in the corner, and he just drops it, making it a 2-point game.
Cardinals have yet to allow a point here in the second half. Pump fake and a drive, 9 seconds on the clock, nearly taken away. Now it is taken away by Aiden Chang. Into the hands of Sorensen, ahead to Anderson. Near side, Henry, another 3. Oh, House would have come down if he had hit that one.
I was ready to party. Yeah, you would have definitely seen a Platteville timeout if Henry hit that 3 there.
Would have given the Cardinals their first lead since 13:30 in the first half. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Duax working up against Henry. No room to maneuver. Outside, Vasson a 3. Bricks it, and it's off the rope above the backboard and out of play. Cardinals have come out on fire here in the second half, and it's hard not to think that maybe that 3 from Raritan to finish the first half gave them just enough of a spark to carry that into here in the second.
I think Pioneers are maybe starting to panic a little bit. If Vasson's shooting 3s, you'll take that all day. That was his first 3 that he shot in this game, and it was not close.
Tipped off the pass from Anderson and taken away by Platteville, almost taken away from North Central. One ricocheted a couple of times before winding all the way into the corner of Gregory Arena.
Yeah, Aiden Chang is getting his hands all over the basketball right now. He was the one that first forced the turnover earlier in the sequence, almost had that second one there. The Cardinals coming out a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressive than they did in that first half.
Outside, Vasson, jump pass underneath, and a nice find to Gerds. Lefty layup makes it a 4-point game. Vasson looked like he wanted to shoot that ball, and then at the last moment saw Gerds underneath.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you could do in that situation for the Cardinals defensively. I don't know if it was a designed jump pass, but Vasson had Gerds wide open underneath.
Foul on the floor. Anderson picks up a whistle on his way to the basket. Trey Siegel picks up his second as the team's second of the second half. Lots of seconds
Cardinals only had 2 first-half fouls that I can remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was definitely almost an error-free first half.
At least in that regard.
In that regard. So your foul trouble, you're not worried about it. Also, if you do have to foul late in this game, you're good on all parts. So as long as you can keep those fouls down throughout the game, you're in a good position.
Yeah, only Anderson and Sorensen have a foul, and they have 1 apiece. So Platteville goes back to the zone defense, which the Cardinals are well versed in. Raritan with the floater, and Henry comes down and gets taken out. Didn't have a footing as he was the last to touch. And it's Platteville basketball. 16:51 to play, 33-29 the score. Thanks for tuning in tonight to NCTV 17, or if you're on your computer, tablet, phone, whatever device it may be, on nctv17.com as well. Kevin Jackman, Joe Olmo here from Gregory Arena. Outside, and a 3 taken from the wing from Gerds, and it's a liner off the back of the rim, no good, and Henry able to salvage the rebound after it almost caromed away. Anderson near side, and he sets up the motion offense. Cardinals have just seen more fluid here in the second half.
Well, I think they realized going into the halftime that this wasn't going to be easy. They were going to have to work for every point, and so far they've come out a little more polished than they did to start the first half.
Sorensen had one-on-one coverage underneath, just couldn't connect on the hook shot. That was within his range, and a pretty decent shot put up by number 44.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. That was a good look by Sorensen. He just needs to find a way to put a little more touch on that hook shot.
9 on the clock, and Duax will take a shot from the baseline.
Pioneers are still getting their shots, but they're just...
That is poked away by Gerds, who clears the shot from Anderson into the stands on the baseline.
But yeah, the Pioneers are getting their shots over here on the left side of the floor, but they're just coming up strong a little bit, hitting the back of the iron each time. You know, we've seen Bass and we've seen Gerds from deep go off the iron. Duax just now from the side, so they had looks. They're just not knocking them down. And Cardinals have to take advantage when they have the chance, like right now.
Cardinals working the perimeter. Now Raritan, middle of the floor. 7 on the clock. Cross court, Henry will take the jumper from the baseline. No good. With only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Cardinals are working it. The Pioneers aren't giving an inch.
Right, yeah. I was just about to say they're definitely getting their motion offense going. They're using up a lot of time on the shot clock, but
3 short. So all those shots that the Pioneers were taking in the first half that seemed to drop aren't doing so in the second, as Sorensen goes aggressively to the basket off the feed from Erwin Henry. He gets to the line for 2.
Pioneer foul number 12, Robert Duax, his second.
Nice sequence for the Cardinals in transition, able to find the open guy.
I think you need to see more of that from the Cardinals, actually. I think because of the way that the Pioneers have come out shooting in the second half, it's not been nearly as crisp as that first half has. I mean, they went from shooting nearly 53% to down to 41% already here in this second half. So you need to be able to push the ball and really get some transition points, if not to get a foul and go to the line and shoot a couple.
Well, they only have 2 points here in the second half. They're 1 for 6 from the floor. Sorensen makes 1 of 2. It's back to a 1-possession game. I guess a 4-point game is technically a 1-possession game, but it takes a pretty miraculous play to get it.
You don't see too many 3-and-1s.
Aiden Chang had one against Aurora.
Oh.
So it has happened this year, just doesn't happen often.
Right.
Anderson, the good defense provided by Ostrike.
See, even Raritan, Coach Raritan there saying, let's go, let's move it, let's push it a little bit. And I think right now you got the Pioneers back on their heels with 3 fouls already in this second half. Keep pushing it, keep forcing the action just like that from Raritan, going up with the left. What a nice spin move, get the foul. And now you have a chance to tie the game.
Stayed composed underneath the basket, and Raritan able to get the soft touch and a chance to tie this game up at 33.
Connor Raritan to the line to complete a 3-point play. Returning for the Cardinals, number 40, Sam Fairley.
Sorensen will check out. Sam Fairley will check in. Sam is the younger brother of Joe Fairley. Haven't seen Joe in the house tonight, but I'm sure he's here, or at least watching.
What we have seen, though, is a lot of the football players out here supporting their basketball boys.
Many of them behind us. Football season coming to an end a couple of days ago. A loss at the hands of Wheaton in the second round of the NCAA Division III playoffs. Tremendous season, finishing 11-1. Had the Offensive Player of the Year. Had 13 all-CCIW selections. Underneath, a foul. Will not get the shot. Dan Lau will head to the line for 2.
Cardinal foul number 40,
Yeah, big contingency of those football guys are right behind us. Led by that Offensive Player of the Year. Brock Rutter is behind us.
Well, you got Brock Rutter and DJ Workington, and Ryan Cool, a couple of
A bunch of Nico guys.
Nico guys, supporting Connor Raritan, who's also a Nico guy. So,
Wildcats in the house.
Yeah, Wildcats in the house, supporting their Cardinal.
Lau with a pair of free throws, make it a 35-32 score, 13:40 to play, second half. Cardinals have not deviated from their 8-man rotation a lot this year, and that has held true again here tonight. The only guys to really come in and make an impact, Jaquan Phipps, Sam Fairley, and Tommy Koth. Outside, and Chang started cutting as Erwin Henry went to pass, and a miscommunication results in a turnover. And any sort of momentum that the Cardinals had in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the second half seemed to have disappeared.
Well, they had to do a lot of work to get back into this game, especially the way that Platteville had started out playing. So they had to obviously use a lot of energy to get back in this game, and now being in a 3-point game, now they just got to relax and figure out how to get back that momentum that they started out with, because they were rolling to start the second half. And Platteville has kind of just squashed that momentum with the way that they're playing defense.
Under 13 to play, 3-point lead for the Pioneers, trying to upset the 6th-ranked team in the country, according to D3Hoops.com. 3 falls into the hands of Fairley. Pushed ahead to Anderson. Raritan calling for the swing, down low. Raritan mismatch underneath. Pioneers recover. And a foul on Platteville. That one will be against Colin Connolly.
I think that's a little bit of the respect that the Pioneers are showing there. They know as soon as Connor gets the ball down low that he's going to want to try and dribble, make a move, and get to the rim as quickly as he can. So obviously coming down and trying that double team to take the ball away from Raritan is what they were looking to do. But if you get too aggressive, you're going to slap the ball, slap some wrist, and get a foul. So I'd like to see more of that, see more of them going down low to Raritan. He has the size to be able to match up with any of these Pioneers down low. And if that's going to be the case, they're already at 5 fouls. If you get a couple more here, you're in the bonus, and you're looking to shoot free throws the rest of the game.
Sorensen tipped into the hands of Anderson. Raritan will drive and kick out to Sorensen. Busted play right there. 9 on the clock. Raritan will work. Anderson steps into a 3. Splash, bottom of the net for number 10. And it's a tie ball game at 35 apiece.
And I mentioned this in the first half. Cardinals need to be able to show that they can shoot that 3 with some confidence. And you may have said that Anderson doesn't, has to work on that 3-ball game, but right there he felt really confident going into that shot.
Little jump hook, friendly roll. Jake Showalter pushed the Pioneers back on top by 2.
That's supposed to be the home friendly roll, not the away friendly roll. What the heck?
And that rim was notoriously stiff for the Cardinals in the first half. They couldn't get a bucket to drop in the first 20. Aiden Chang on the wing. Sorensen wanted that three.
Yeah.
Didn't have the space. Anderson fouled, and that is the 6th personal foul. Make that the 6th team foul on the Pioneers here in the second half with 11:24 to play.
Yeah, Trey Siegel getting caught with a hand check there. It's been talked about throughout basketball, any division, any level. You just can't get your hands on an offensive player like that. And now the Cardinals, again, down by 2, but you have plenty of time to get in this game and take a lead and really start to push the Pioneers. Anderson,
Left-handed layup. Doesn't come anywhere close to the rim. Underneath the basket. Chang on defense. Couple of shot fakes and a race by Sorensen. The shot by Ostrike. Here's a 3 attempt. Tipped up. And it's pulled down by Showalter. He'll take the 3. Rolls around, no good. And a foul on Raridan, who tried to clear space under the basket. Is this?
you're right.
That's Colin Cramper, but Colin Cramper looked as if he was going to go to the line to shoot. He was not in the act of shooting. He was practicing his stroke, and I thought for a second that he was getting ready to take free throws. No.
I wouldn't see why. It was
I guess
a rebound, so maybe just practicing,
just,
not missing the shot again.
Why not? Shot up and good. Showalter, he'll go to the line.
Jake Showalter took the line shooting right.
Head coach Jeff Gard of the Pioneers happy with what he's seen tonight in his 8th season, 111-79, his career record. Pioneers coming off an 11-14 season. Already look much better here this year.
Yeah, and on the other bench, Todd Raridan not happy with that call against his son.
Raridan with the jumper. Back to within 3. 40-37, 10:18 to play, second half. Cross court, Vasson kicks it out. Swung around the horn into the hands of Duax. Showalter, shovel pass outside. Duax wanted the jumper, but Jaquan Phipps all over him. Right back to Duax, 3 on the clock, and Jaquan Phipps draws the foul. Reached in. That bailed out the Pioneers. That one hurts.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to close out on that situation, you got to stay down. They're not going to shoot from that far back. You wouldn't think so, at least.
And if you do, the odds of making that shot is slim to none.
Yeah, so you got to stay down. You can't leave your feet or even come out in hard close like that because they're just going to get a body foul.
Under 10 to play, second half. Cardinals trail by 3 to the Pioneers. And a finger roll is good for Duax. Strong night.
Yeah, it's been the story of this game for North Central. You get within 3, you tie it up, and then just Platteville, I don't know if they have more offensive firepower or not, but they've been knocking down the shots when they need to.
Knock that one down, count the bucket in 1.
I think Henry disagrees. I kind of agree with Henry on that one. I thought he had position, maybe because he kind of leaned a little bit to his right to get the contact, but I think he has a strong case for a charge there, and I think Todd Raridan also agrees with his player.
Cramper will be at the free throw line after the timeout, which is taken by North Central. So 42-37, 9:13 to play, second half. Cardinals came right back, and then before you knew it, the Pioneers had recaptured the momentum, and now they're back up by 7. How did that swing so quickly?
Well, you're not getting the shots that you want. They're trying to go too far in, and it's been a lot of Raritan just trying to create on his own. He hasn't really been able to get inside like he wants to, and then just shots aren't falling. You've seen a couple times where Henry on the baseline had a jumper, it came up short. Sorensen still hasn't really been able to find his stroke throughout this game, which is an oddity, I guess. And Platteville again, I said it before, they're just making the shots when they need to, whether or not they're going inside or hitting from outside. The Pioneers have done what they need to stifle this Cardinal offense. Again, that's scoring 79 points a game. They only have 37 through,
three quarters of this game.
So it's they got to figure out a way to slow down Duax, because he's just been doing whatever he wants basically this entire game. 4 of 8 shooting and 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. So if they can find a way to slow him down, or at least slow the rest of the team down, let him try and do the rest, they have a chance to get back in this game. There's still plenty of time. They just got to find a way to find a rhythm offensively like they did in that first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Connor Raritan will play point forward as Tommy Koth has checked into the game for Jaquan Phipps. Jagger Anderson gets an extended leave from this game. Cut to the basket. Sorensen rolls around, no good. They were a centimeter off from getting that basket. Really good look at the basket.
Yeah, if the shots don't fall, you can't really be too upset when you're getting looks. And now we're starting to get a little chippy here, and I'm not sure if the refs are just trying to reel it back in or not, but all of a sudden we went from 6-2 in fouls to 7-6 in fouls. And North Central is now going to be having to face Platteville with a bonus the rest of the game.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is in and out. Koth with the foul, that's his first, and like you said, the team's 7th. Koth with the basketball, near side Henry. Top Chang, switches direction, bunny hop into the lane off the glass and can't get it to drop.
It's a good look from Chang. Going up against the big trees like that from Pioneers, going inside, he was able to hang and get a good look. It's just a little too strong when you're trying to muscle it up.
Offensive foul. I didn't see it. I'm not going to lie. I don't know where that came on the floor.
Yeah, it came from number 22, Connolly. Excuse me. He's trying to clear out Erwin Henry down low and got an elbow.
So the score has remained 44-37 for the last 2 minutes. Neither team has even really threatened the rim outside of that Sorensen roll around shot a moment ago. Cross court, Raritan wanted to go down low to Erwin Henry. Instead, drives baseline. And he can't get it to go, and now a fight for it under the basket, and Raritan gets thrown to the ground. And it's going to be a jump ball, and the basketball belongs to the Pioneers. That fall did not sound fun. I heard it up here.
It looked like he went down on his right elbow too, which for a shooter, you never want to hit your elbow on the ground.
Raritan has played almost this entire game. He's played 31 minutes. Aiden Chang has played 31, and that's out of a possible 32. Raritan, the leading scorer for the Cardinals tonight with 12. He's 5 of 13 from the floor. An oddly inefficient night for the sophomore combo forward.
Yeah, and Sorensen second on the team with 10 points. It's been a quiet 10 because, he's gotten a lot of shots, but he just hasn't really been able to find his stroke from behind the arc.
Vasson hits the three, and it's a 10-point game, and the bench explodes for the Pioneers. Vasson was taking those threes earlier and wasn't coming close to making anything. Koth will take the three. Cannot answer, but Henry there, he gets blocked underneath. 7 minutes to play. Pass down low. Shot good. And Vasson with 5 consecutive points. And the Cardinals have taken a timeout. That's a full break as well. Full timeout. We'll take a step back with them. We'll be back at NCTV 17. (49-37), 6:45 to play, second half here inside Gregory Arena. And coming from an unlikely source over the last 30 seconds, Corey Vasson, the senior forward from Dickeyville, Wisconsin, has emerged and stepped up big with a 3 and then a 2 to follow. He has 7 tonight. Balanced scoring attack for the Pioneers. Nobody with more than 11. Cardinals need a response and need one quick as Sorensen will take the 3, and he drains it when the Cardinals needed it most.
As I said earlier, Sorensen is going to keep shooting it, and I like the fact that he keeps shooting because as a shooter, he needs to see the ball go in once to really feel comfortable about shooting it again. And right there, hopefully Sorensen can. Ooh, did we get travel?
Yeah, they got to travel before the timeout. That's Duax.
30-second timeout.
And a 30-second break for Platteville. And
I think that's a smart call for the Pioneers. You don't want to let this North Central offense start rolling. If Sorensen can hit a few here, I mean, he's 1 for 5 from three-point line, but if he can rattle off a couple here, or if Raridan or whoever needs, can start hitting some shots, a 9-point lead can evaporate pretty quickly with this Cardinals offense.
Cardinals not shooting well from behind the arc tonight. They are simply 5 of 15. And as a team, they may only be shooting 39% as a team, but that also takes into account the bench players who got in at the end of some of the first 3 games. You take away those, they're shooting close to 43, 44%. That just hasn't been the case tonight.
Yeah, tonight only shooting 33%. So, the big thing is right there, 5 of 15 from three-point line. When you have the shooters like the Cardinals do, you need to be better than 33% shooting from the three-point line. And hopefully we can get a couple more here to really put the Pioneers in a strange position that they haven't really felt uncomfortable all game.
Down low, Raridan backing Duax. Sorensen will take the 3, woefully short. Anderson has to throw it up. He does. Off the, looked like it might have hit in the rim. And Coach Todd Raridan telling Alex Sorensen that it would have been a better idea to try and cut to the basket instead of spotting up for the 3.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him right there. He had a hand in his face. It wasn't a very clean look for Sorensen, and I think he just was maybe doing a heat check of sorts. Not sure what that was. Maybe he's just trying to do a little too much when you're down 9 with 5.5 to play. But you got to make sure you're taking better looks than that. And obviously, when you're airballing it with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, that's not a good sign.
Showalter at the line for a pair. Very low-scoring game. Showalter hits 2 of 2. 11-point lead for the Pioneers. 6th-ranked North Central, unranked University of Wisconsin-Platteville. Anderson looked like he wanted to step into a 3. Knocked away from Anderson. Showalter with the steal. Puts it ahead, Duax, pump fake. And the Pioneers are making their own breaks tonight. They're daring the Cardinals to take contested threes. Under 5 to play, second half. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Sorensen biting on the pump fake. And rebound almost saved by Showalter.
I think the refs gave the Cardinals a gift there. I think Showalter was able to stay inbounds. It was pretty close, but I think more so they didn't call that over the back on Showalter, so they gave North Central the ball.
Kind of a makeup.
Yeah, I think so.
No official will ever admit to such a thing. Sorensen in the corner. Cardinals just trying to find a crevice to get it underneath. Down low, Raridan on the baseline, 7 seconds. Raridan forced to fall away. Anderson's fight for the rebound comes up short against Vasson.
The size difference right there. He just ripped that ball away from Anderson. Now, the motion offense is great if you're going to actually put up a shot, but when you're trying to get down low, and once they get it to Raridan, everyone stops on the three-point line. Everybody was watching. Todd Raridan is telling his guys, get in the paint and help him out, because Connor has to do it all by himself. That's not going to get it done.
Duax tries to drop it off for a teammate, but Raridan was the only man there.
Connor might have got away with the travel there.
Chang will take the 3. Strong. Vasson the board. 3:30 to play. Time running out for the Cardinals, who are trailed by 11 here late.
The question becomes, when do you start fouling to put them on the line to slow this game down and try and find a way to get some possessions?
Blocked by Raridan, came out of nowhere against Showalter. Now Raridan in transition, backs it out, back down low to Raridan. Goes to work. Into the lane, Anderson taken away, intended for Chang. Duax played that beautifully.
Yeah, he baited him, Anderson, into throwing that ball to the corner. Duax just kind of patiently waiting. That's a really savvy move right there by Duax on the defensive side of the ball to get Anderson in air and then run to his man in the corner.
Vasson a 3. Anderson the rebound. Underneath Sorensen. Sorensen gets whacked. No shot attempt. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
That was almost a hack-a-shack-like foul from Duax there. Knowing that Sorensen isn't the best at the line, go ahead and put him on there, trying to get 1-and-1 out of it. Kind of a smart move, I guess, by Duax there. But you don't want to continually put him on the line if he's going to start making free throws.
Timeout taken for North Central. Checking into the game, Nick Chambers, a freshman from South Howland, with 2:20 to play, and this is the first time he's checked in tonight. It's an interesting spot, an interesting decision by Todd Raridan. You don't usually put a freshman in for the first time in the game with only 2:20 to play and you're trailing by 11.
I think what he's trying to do here is give the freshman some experience in a position where your team is trailing. You need to make something happen. Let's see what the kid has to offer in this kind of position. I mean, it's a non-conference game. It's early in the season, so it doesn't hurt too much to put him in this position and see what he could do, especially when really this Cardinals offense hasn't been able to do anything. They haven't been able to make any shots fall, so give him a chance to see what he can do. And, Jagger Anderson, he's done well tonight, but a few costly turnovers there, and now Chambers gets his chance to run the offense and see if he can bring this team back.
It is a 1-and-1 for Sorensen. Can't hit the first. That's the crucial first step to a comeback, is getting the points that you're given. Still an 11-point game.
No, it's not the end of the world here, but when you're only 3 of 7,
Blocked by Sorensen. Chambers recovers.
when you're 3 of 7 from the free throw line, that's 4 points that you were given.
Chambers a 3, in and out, no good. Cardinals get it right back. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Hot potato. Nobody wants to touch that.
Minute 40 seconds. Time winding down. Henry wanted the hero
Henry's got to
3.
shoot that. Henry has to shoot that. He's the only one that's made any threes tonight. And that's what. And then Sorensen just loses it.
51-40. Give Platteville credit. They have played very well tonight.
Yeah, they have stifled this Cardinals offense all night. Even anytime they made a run, 5-6 point run from North Central, Platteville had an answer.
Foul on Erwin Henry. So Duax will go to the line, and this will be a 1-and-1.
Now, as bad as it is, as it's looked here in the second half, the Cardinals only have 9 turnovers in the game compared to Platteville's 11, but it's been the fact that every turnover seems to have put points on the board for the Pioneers. So when you're giving up points on those turnovers where the Cardinals haven't really been able to capitalize on, that's where it feels like it's been bigger of a disadvantage for the Cardinals.
Matt Capoletti checks in, a freshman from Romeoville. Erwin Henry tag teams out. Reardon will run the point forward. Capoletti with the basketball here. Reardon pump fakes from 3. Now takes the fall-away jumper. That's the story of the night.
It's been that kind of night. They just haven't been able to find any rhythm offensively. It's been a lot of Reardon or Sorensen shooting the ball, and neither one of them been able to hit anything except for the back of the rim. And Cardinals are on their way to the first loss of the season.
Foul on Capoletti.
I mean, 29.6% shooting in the game is just not good enough to get it done, regardless of who you're playing. It could be the bottom of the conference, or it could be, a ranked team. If you're shooting less than 30% in a game, you're just not going to win many games.
Really tough to win when your primary scores are 10 of 29.
Yep.
Cross court, Chang. Chang gets it knocked away into the front court. Finger roll is good for Ostrike. Outside, and Sorensen will take the 3. That will effectively do it. Platteville has come into Gregory Arena and taken down the 6th-ranked team in the country. And in doing so, improves their record to 5-1 on the year with a 57-40 win on the road. Impressive effort for the Pioneers tonight, top to bottom, but led by Robert Duax. Comes away with 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block.
Well, this team came into the season after an 11-14 year. Obviously, they are now 5-1, right?
Yep.
5-1 on the season, so they've already gotten half their win total from a year ago, basically. This team is surprising people. I guarantee that you'll see Platteville again and down the road, and you'll hear about what they've been doing because they just took it to this number 6 team. North Central had their opportunities, just couldn't put away some shots, but at the same time, give all the credit to the Pioneers for forcing the Cardinals into a lot of bad shots and a lot of shot clocks winding down with no good looks.
Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. The Cardinals get right back at it. They'll be back at home on Saturday, as will the women's team. It's a doubleheader on Saturday against Illinois Wesleyan. Conference play officially begins. You'll be remiss if you missed that one. Should be a good doubleheader. We hope you join us here on NCTV 17. For Joe Olmo, I'm Kevin Jackman, our cameraman and producer, Chris Picciolo. Until Saturday, we say so long from Gregory Arena on NCTV 17.